Monday, November 6th, 2013. This is how markets are looking like with about 3.5 hours before the market close here. So we have a tail of a market here where we have technology trading slightly down, but the Dow and the S&P 500 look very strong today with a nice move in the Dow. We'll see how we close. Of interest here on this list here is some of the stocks we've been talking about in the last week. SUNE seem to be doing well today, up 7%. We got ONVO up about 5.7%. And actually what I find really interesting is Microsoft, which was a previous pick over the last week or so on the weekend analysis video, is up today. And what I find very interesting is the fact that, take a look at the weekly chart for Microsoft. Now it's above our entry point there, and you can also see that this is a cup handle and a breakout formation. So Microsoft hasn't moved much over the last 20 years or so. This is a long-term monthly view. Now there was this nice uptrend in the 90s, and ever since then we've been trading in this general area here pretty much. So we see it coming out of a range, so maybe this is when it rallies, or maybe this is a last gasp before it collapses. So one or the other, I thought it was a good pick to the upside because the monthly chart was giving us our minimum requirements, and so I thought our entry point here of just under about 34.80 there, because the RSI was breaking out, I thought that was a good entry point there, and we see that we are following through this week. So this is gonna be a slightly long video only to talk about one new buy idea, so one fresh stock pick, but I'm gonna begin the video by going back and explaining why I have that one fresh idea for you guys to take a look at. I want to take you back to Solar, and this is a Solar monthly chart, TAN, going back to April of this year. What I want to discuss here is coming off the lows of 2009, Solar had a slight rally with the market, but since then, coming into 2010, had this major slide. Now this slide is absolutely important at the time because the markets were doing precisely the opposite. We got markets continued making all-time highs while Solar was on a downtrend. Now coming into early this year, I started preparing you guys for what Solar could do, because I started telling you guys that the Solar chart was starting to look interesting. Why? Because I saw the possibility of the RSI breaking out here, and also the MACDs at the time were making fresh moves to new highs. So we started looking at that Solar space in April, and also we see that the other MACD was moving above zero here. So there were some things that were starting to percolate as far as Solar was concerned. So we started playing Solar, I would say about April of this year, in anticipation of a snapback rally after they were out of favor for a while. So move forward 2 months later, you see that finally we get this breakout in Solar here on the RSI on the monthly, and then the MACDs were way above zero here and already trading at all-time highs on the TAN. So by the time we're trading here, or by the time Solar is breaking out here, just about $25, we were all over this trade. This was an absolute buy signal here, confirmation of the previous interest in Solar, and this here was a must consider as a buy when we saw that look. And if you go back, some of the stocks that have done well for us, SPWA, our first interest was here and again here, so this one has done well. We also had interest in this one when it broke out here, so that was that entry point there. That's done very well for us there. Since then, take a look at another Solar name that I did not have this as a buy, so this was not a buy on our list, but just goes to show you how Solar has been strong. We were playing other Solar names at the time. At the same time, we were also playing YGE. I think our entry point was, I believe, this here and here. So we had two entry points, most recent one being here. So that's what you want to look for whenever you want to find the best sectors in the market. It's not a secret that they need to meet those two minimum requirements. Why do I begin by talking about that? Is over the last couple of days, I've seen a lot of interest in people moving into the into the coal space. So coal has been of interest. I've seen some people send me emails telling me to take a look at that sector. My only problem with that sector is, as you can see here, coal index itself. Take a look at where the RSI needs to be if this is going to be a strong mover. The RSI, for you to make a 3-year high, the RSI has to be trading here, yet it's trading here. So I don't see the strength that people are excited about. Also, if you take a look at the weekly chart, now I can see why people are excited, because it seems like it's breaking out here on the weekly. It seems like there could be a crossover here on the moving averages, but these things, in my opinion, they are not primed to move. So I might ignore the coal space trying to rally because they don't meet our minimum requirements. If you take a look at the KOL itself, the coal ETF, for this ETF to be on an absolute strong move, it needs to be trading at 3-year highs minimum here. So you can see that it is trading here while it should be trading here if this is going to be a powerful buy signal like Solar did early this year. So even though I see a lot of interest in this space, I see people trying to play the sector, I don't believe that there's a lot of movement here.